Coach, over the last week, you had the Battle in Beantown at Harvard and the BU multi-team meet, and the week before that, you had the Yale Invitational. Can you talk about what you've seen from the team so far in the early going in the season?
This is a very difficult time for the kids. We stop working with them December 8th. They go home for break, they take final, go home for break, they're back January 8th. So we lose them for a month. It takes them all of that time, especially the field eventers, the sprinters, the hurdlers, they lose that sharpness. It takes 3 or 4 weeks for them to get back to campus and then get back onto a routine. Like a hockey team, if they lose them for a month, their timing is off and it takes a while. So all we're doing with these early meets is trying to get kids qualified to the ACC, qualified to the ECAC, between really not even the past couple of meets, starting this weekend, Friday at BU for the Terrier Classic. Now they've got 2 weeks under their belt. They've got a couple of races. They should be able to get their qualifying performances out of the way. And then all the way through even the first weekend of February when we go to New York City, February 7th and 8th. And then we start thinking about NCAA. We'll send a few kids out to Iowa State the 15th to run a 5,000. But basically with track, it's a different sport. You know, scoring events aren't as important as it is to get kids. You qualify for the NCAA as an individual. You don't qualify as a team. You qualify for the ACC as individuals, not as a team. We're in cross country. You qualify as a team and individuals. In basketball, you don't send individuals. It's strictly team. So it's a different beast. And we're just, so far what I've seen is, the kids were able to maintain fitness during that month home because they're training on their own. They have no facilities for the most part where they live. So they maintain fitness, but now they're training together, and now they come back and they're training with their groups again. So I'd say 1 more week, maybe a week and a half, 2 or 3 more workouts, 1 more race, and they'll be firing on all cylinders.
Can you talk about the atmosphere at the BU meet with Galen Rupp setting the American record and having Olympians being there, what it's like to have a large stage this early in the season for athletes?
As far as the atmosphere goes, I was actually disappointed. I didn't think they promoted that competition very well. I'd say there were probably, maybe 1,500 spectators in a facility that has close to 4,000 seats. It was certainly thrilling for the kids to watch that. You know, our women can relate directly to Mary Kane, who's a high school senior, who set a world junior record in 1,000 meters. They certainly know of Galen Rupp because I saw him win a silver medal in the Olympic Games. That was fantastic. You would like to think that as they're sitting there watching at least Mary Kane, it's tough for them to relate to Galen Rupp, but they can relate to Mary Kane. You'd like to think as a coach that as they're sitting there watching Mary Kane, they're wondering what they have to do to possibly get to that level. And hopefully that rubs off. That's a very positive thing. Great atmosphere, but it could have been better. I didn't think the BU people marketed it very well. A lot of people, I think, that Boston very much is a track town. There's a lot of people that love high-quality competition. And I sat with a number of friends who said it's too bad that there aren't as many people here as there could be. I think this weekend, though, will be better. They have Galen Rupp coming back for a 2-mile run. And then in 3 weeks, February 7th, the week that we go to New York, I think he's trying to run a mile. That will be a big one. BU will then have 3 or 4 weeks to promote the heck out of that. And I think it will be a great event for Boston.
At the Battle of Beantown, the team found a success in the relays, both the 4x8 and the 4x4, and Madeline Davidson won the mile. Can you talk about the early success in the season for those?
Again, Maddie is now with us for a year and a half. She transferred up from Louisville. It's different training programs. She was the #1 runner. She didn't have quite the fall season I think she wanted to have. I felt that she could have. So she seems to have a hunger now for track. She knows that if she can take 4:57 and turn it into 4:47, if she can take 9:35 for 3,000, turn it into 9:15, then all of a sudden that will help across country. So for her to go out, I told them this time of year, times aren't important. You need to learn to win races. I'd rather have you win at 5:05 than finish third at 4:50, because winning is what it's all about. And she did that. She did that very well. She actually had a game plan that we worked on. She executed it very well, and she won easily. The relays were a little weak because not all the teams competed in the relay. It's their second event coming off an individual event because the relay's at the end of the meet, so they were a little tired. But this time they need the volume. So I think, that was good. We're still not a full-fledged track and field program. We don't have the throwers, in the sense that we don't have the coaching numbers of people full-time. So it's difficult to recruit quality throwers, quality jumpers, high jump, triple jump, long jump. We're primarily 400 meters up, and those kids did very well.
And can you preview the upcoming BU Terrier invite? You talked about how the times aren't as important. Learning to win and getting ready for the upcoming season is important. Is that what the focus will be this weekend?
No, actually now this will be times, believe it or not. It's a non-scoring event. But I'm really excited about this. Now they've got 2 weeks under their belt back with us. Leave Westfall was supposed to run the mile on Saturday, but she came down with a cold. She was quite sick on the weekend. But she's going to be running a 3,000, trying to get under 9:10, hopefully to qualify for the NCAAs. It'd be great if she could do that, because then in 3 weeks, she'd have the 5,000 out at Iowa State. Laura Hottenrott is a transfer from University of Portland, who I think is, we're trying to get 3 girls, Laura, Leave, Maddie Davidson, 9:10 to 9:22. That would be fantastic. Those are our 3 top returning cross-country kids next year. So if we can get 3 kids, certainly under 9:25, that bodes well for the fall. Other kids at the 3,000 and the mile, they're trying to get into the ACC. So it's a little bit different. This is the first time we've had qualifying standards for the ACC track meet. And we're trying to get as many kids down there as we can, although you're limited to 30. So this is where they start to run for time. In scored competitions, you run for place.
Well, thank you and good luck. And is there anything else that you'd like to add?
That's it. It's one step forward now, because they're now back together. They're doing well. They're excited. They know what they have to do, and they have a great support group with each other. So it's fantastic. Happy New Year.